July 2024 video horoscopes with me, Lada from AstroLada.com. July is for me up to be a very interesting month, a month of battle between light and darkness, but the light predominates because the month starts with a new moon on Sirius, the most spiritual, powerful star, the brightest star in the sky with energy. The Christed energy is carried there, which with only with good aspects. Then the whole month, Jupiter is passing over the eye of the bull, the luckiest star, according to ancient astrology of Hermes, the star of success and abundance. And Jupiter is the planet of success and abundance. And this happens once in 12 years only. This is the star of Archangel Michael. So we have the energy of the Christ consciousness through the new moon coming to us. It's Sirius is the star of freedom, of being free. That's why a lot of Independence Days happen for different countries around that day. So the energy of freedom and spiritual awakening comes through the new moon, while through Jupiter we have the energy of Archangel Michael coming who fights the dark forces. Simultaneously with that, Uranus and Mars are coming together, and in the middle of the month they join on the critical degree 25 degrees of Taurus, where projected the star Algol, a demonic star, the most inauspicious star. It has like demonic influence there, and it's star of catastrophes and shocks and beheadings and losing one's head. But that's the only negative influence. Or it can also be positive, because through the star Algol you can cut off unwanted things, like the head of Medusa is cut off. You can cut off unwanted things from your life. But there is the gathering of this dark energy. But Jupiter, Archangel Michael, Sirius, the Christed energy of the ascended masters as well, energy of the teachers of humanity, is there to help us. I'm so excited. Let's dive into the 12 signs to describe it through each of the 12 signs. And before that, I want to introduce you to my new 4-hour tutorial that I've recorded for you already. On the first 12 hours, 1,000 ones were sold. So thank you so much for your trust in me. It speaks about each of the 12 signs and the 5 connected themes in the life of your rising sign, in the life of a person according to their rising sun or moon sign. Do you know that every person, every sign has 5 topics in their lives that are connected? For example, do you know that Aquarius people, especially Aquarius rising, their money and financial success very much depends on their social connections and on their friendships, because the ruler of the second house is also the ruler of the 11th house, second house of money with 11th house of friends or social network. That's why very often Aquarius need to social network and can become abundant through that. Or if their friendships are not good, their money is not going to be good. Or, for example, let's take someone else, Taurus rising. Their second house of finances is connected, is the same ruler as the 5th house. So their financial state can really change after having a children, or if they do something creative that they really love. But there's 5 such topics that are interconnected for each sign. For example, why is Scorpio such a battlesome sign? Because the ruler of Scorpio is also the ruler of the 6th house of battles, disputes, arguments, and enemies. Scorpio is the sign that has the most enemies, because the same planet that rules them rules their 6th house of enemies. But because it's Mars, that planet that rules them, they win over their enemies. But it means they have more enemies. So so I would describe you and how to do remedies if one area of your life is not working, for relationships, for your career. Like, for example, for Capricorn, if their career is not working, which is ruled by Libra, Venus, they should focus on the 5th house, which is also ruled by Venus, to raise the vibration of their Venus, and their career will also start flowing. So they might do some fun stuff, creative stuff, or even after having a child, their career can take off. But anyway, if you're interested to take this course, it's $24, 4 hours, and it becomes $39 after the 15th of July. Now let's start. Sun, Moon, Rising, July 2024. Around the 4th and 5th of July, we're going to have a very positive new moon. The sun and moon meeting together, new creation, renewal, on one of the most auspicious and powerful and positive stars in the sky, the star Sirius, which is known as the star of divine insight, a star of liberation and freedom. It's happening in your third house, so this new moon can renew in a positive way either your skills, your relationships, because third house is one of the social houses, with those around you, whether with siblings, with relatives, with mates, with friends. It can renew your social environment in a positive way. Maybe meeting people that are more spiritual, or people that have a good illuminating influence on you. Or maybe you can be learning some new skill which will give you more freedom in the future, again in alignment with the star Sirius. Because the star Sirius has very strong connotation as well, just not only to liberation and freedom, but to spiritual inspiration and spiritual help and support. Is the dog star, the guardian, in a way guardian of humanity as well. So there can be some good news that comes to you that is auspicious. There can be also some trip that happens sometime in July. Third house is short trips that can be a source of positive developments for you. Or as I said, some acquaintances or connections or relatives, or maybe undertaking third house rules, all kind of businesses, transactions, interactions, meeting, or projects in a small group environment, or any projects that involve your logical thinking mind, your skills, your communicative skills, your ability to plan, to organize, to manage, so marketing, organizing, business. Such ventures can be very auspicious after this new moon in your third house, because especially when the moon starts growing, to initiate them. And in the long run, such actions can actually give you more freedom, can give you more spiritual upliftment in some way. So I really like this new moon. Hopefully we can all benefit from it, or even have some insights. The third house is the house of your mind, your thinking, or you can read something, you can see something, you can start thinking of something that is really powerfully uplifting and bring some opportunities for you down the road. At the same time, the whole month Jupiter will be in that sacred area of the sky known as the bull's eye. It's in the tropical sign of Gemini, but it's passing right through the constellation that is the eye of the bull, which is considered by ancient astrology as the star of great abundance, the most luckiest, auspicious royal star. The star of Archangel Michael is going to be passing through your second house, and this window is open only this July, because after that, from August, Jupiter moves away from the star and starts getting squared by Saturn. So matters of finances might become a bit more difficult or slow down after July. But July is like the last chance for you to expand it, to tap into that abundance of the bull's eye. Especially, it's a star of wealth, of luck, of success, of good fortune in your second house of resources, finances, money. Even the second house of family, so there can be help from family or something good developing there, something that supports you. The second house is our support, whether it's financial support or whether it's family support as well. So if you want to start anything, especially after the new moon, connected to financial transactions, connected to even anything to do with beauty, with art, anything to do with your face, with your lips, with food, anything to do with second house is all the five senses. You're gonna get the right knowledge in July. You're gonna get the right circumstances that help you in that direction. If you're trying to do something with finances, so even second house can be the clothes you wear, the looks you have, the foods that you eat, anything, whether business-wise connected to those topics or to art and makeup and anything five senses basically. I believe it will be very auspicious, especially after the new moon on the 4th or the 5th after that, because of Jupiter protecting the second house of yours and making it a source of abundance. And it happens once in 12 years that Jupiter transits that area of the sky only, making it a very auspicious abundance period for you. And then around the 15th, we have a bit more stressful period. 14th, 15th, 16th, you can feel it a few days before and after. Jupiter and Mars and Uranus will meet in your sign, Taurus, around the 25th degree. So the later born Taurus, Sun, Moon, rising, maybe from 20 till 30, they can feel this intensity more, especially around 24, 25, 26 degrees in Taurus. Yeah, and it's in your first house. It can make you more impulsive to act. It can make you more a bit reckless as well. It's also on a star called Algol, which was the Gorgona Medusa. Gorgona Medusa lost her head. There is a metaphorical indication. Be careful not to lose your head over something, whether it's in anger, explode, act too rashly. But at the same time, as I said, there is protection because of the new moon with Sirius, which is connected to the Christ energy Sirius. It's connected to ascended masters and all the spiritual teachers of humanity. While Jupiter is in the constellation Aldebaran, connected to Archangel Michael. In different religions, they have different names, the angelic realms and the beings connected to them. But still, there is this protection to some extent for us. Just be careful in the middle of the month. But also, Uranus and Mars are starting a new cycle for you, which can be renewed action, something that excites you. Uranus, especially in regards to your career, because Uranus rules your 10th house, or social status, something that happens quickly, something that makes you act quickly as well, that you get excited about, and initiate this new actions. And it might be even connected to other people or partnerships, because Mars is also the ruler of your 7th house, joining with the ruler of the 10th house. So career and partnership, or contracts and career in your 1st house, you. But then again, there can be sudden events out of the blue. But we have a lot of support as well by Saturn and Neptune. They're sextiling, Uranus and Mars. So they can mellow the intensity of the events, or the shock or the surprise of it, because Uranus Mars has a bit of a shock surprise one. And wow, I forgot to say, all the time while Jupiter is in the sacred area in your 2nd house, it's making a trine with the South Node in Libra, and that's their closing trine. It started the cycle around 2020, and now it's a closing trine. So there is a reaping period of something, especially might be connected to money, or might be connected to your work, where the 6th house is. As I said, Jupiter gives the abundance now. It's a wealth star. It's on a wealth star. South Node is about completing something from the past, ending it, or something that you started before, starting to see the results of it now, and maybe having financial reward about it in some way. But also it can be about eliminating something with ease. And the 6th house, because the South Node is about eliminating, releasing, letting go. The South Node is that, and it's on a star called the Harvest Gatherer, or the Grape Gatherer. So we're talking here about harvesting maybe the fruits of your labor, the 6th house, or gathering the fruits of some project that you've been doing, or wrapping it up as well. But it's also the star known of separations. WINDFALL is the star the South Node is in. And they can be that separations. It's known as a star, as a widowmaker, whatever. But with the 6th house, it can be you separating with some bad habit. The 6th house is the area of life that is imbalanced, that we're always seeking remedy there. It might be self-medicating or something. Imbalance seeking remedy. And the South Node is releasing you, can release you and can separate you with that star in the matrix from this imbalance that you've been seeking remedy. And Jupiter, which is the wisdom star, the star that allows things to happen with ease, is aspecting the South Node for you. So maybe there can be a release of death as well. 6th house rules death. There can be release of some disease or illness or health situation that you've paid your karmic due on. South Node is about paying karma. releasing old karma as well. But Jupiter allows you to do it in a smooth and easy way. They can be the release of a job or a release of a project that you've been doing for work, or release of some kind of an obligation towards others. Sixth house is house of obligation, service, duty, or where you have done you've paid your dues, as they say, in that service. So you can either reap the rewards of it now, or you can release it. Such kind of more difficult situation you can release. This is what sixth house symbolizes. And even health issues can be solved with ease if second house is how we eat, and Jupiter can give you wisdom about that, and sixth house is health issues. So the south node can release you through changing how you eat in some way, help you let go of certain problem. Also, sixth house is disagreements, animosities, court cases. If you're being sued, if you're being attacked by someone, these are our enemies. Sixth house is our disagreement, the ones that criticize us, the ones we get into conflict with. The sixth house, the house of divorce as well. Jupiter trining the south node in the very powerful star Vindemetrix of gathering the harvest or separations. It can help us for some kind of a release in those areas that I was talking about before. So this is this disputes or animosity or enmity, or even some court case, for example. This can be a really positive opening for release there. And last but not least is the new moon, the full moon around the 21st, 22nd of July, which will be happening in the last degree of Capricorn, but very closely conjunct Pluto from Aquarius. It has a lot of positive aspects. Neptune is making a sextile, Uranus is making a trine, so there is support from the higher planets, the higher vibrational planets. But it's about releasing something. This full moon, it's with Pluto. Pluto is the planet of detox, to let go over the next 2 weeks after that, so till the end of July and part of August. You can release toxic beliefs, for example. You can release toxic not only beliefs, but in some way your belief systems can be transformed, not just toxic ones, but they can. And full moon likes to illuminate things. You can have an illuminating answer to a question. The ninth house, where the full moon will be, is about intuition, about getting sudden answers, like downloads, like this is your higher self, your higher mind. Imagine the moon shining brightly there in the house of your higher mind, and good fortune and connection to God, connection to your higher self. So you can get downloads or inspirations that are transformative and potent, which is Pluto, about a certain situation in your life, where you can see it from a higher perspective, where you can get answers intuitively. You can even have some prophetic dreams. With Pluto there, sometimes they can have dark undertones or whatever. Or you might focus your attention more on matters of, and culminate them and get results. Full moons is about getting results, matters of higher education, matters of education, taking courses, classes, matters of foreign travel, culminating something to do with living abroad or traveling abroad, or connecting with people from different cultures or states, people that are not close around you. But overall, it has very expanding influence of the mind. And you see, this is the axis of the mind. The first new moon, the new moon is in the third house of how you think, and I said it's there with Sirius. A lot of spiritual impulses are helping you to shift, to renew your thinking and your self-narrative in a positive way, while Pluto here is exterminating old beliefs, is exterminating old not just exterminating them, releasing them, transforming them into a higher vibration. So yeah, there can be something even that you start writing or speaking about with the new moon in your third house, while the full moon in the ninth house can show you the results of any educational or spiritual work or teaching work you've been doing, or anything to do with foreign documents or legal system as well, which is the ninth house. So this is the month for you, Taurus. Thank you so much. Hope that was helpful.